Andrew Schultz, ladies and gentlemen.
They'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy, y'all do. But just Kendrick, I would make love to him. There's nothing he can do about it. Just Kendrick Lamar, I would make love to him, and the only thing that he could do is decide if it's consensual or not. That's the only thing he could do. If it's me and Kendrick, if it's me and it's about physics. I don't even know if I'll get hard. But if we're in a cell, there's a chance that we're in a cell and we're bored and we done tattooing each other, whatever you do in the cell. And we ran out of board games and we did all the other things. We cleaned everything, and I'm like, man, I might as well fuck you. There's nothing he could physically do to stop that. Besides put his legs in the air and choose a position. Maybe I'll let him choose a position. Why are you putting this picture on Mark? Why are you doing this? Put up that picture of him and Travis Kelce, girl. Look at that. Dude, that's unbelievable. Yo, I'll be honest. I would go so far as to say, I don't think he could stop most people on the planet from having sex with him. Like, the only reason he got security is to stop people from having sex with him whenever he wants. Now, don't get me wrong, there's people who could fuck me against my will. I was in an elevator once with this drag queen, and this motherfucker was like 6'5". Oh, yeah. Elevator, and we're going down. I'm like, yo, if he wanted to take it, I gotta cause a ruckus or something like that. Like, they'll do whatever. I'm not a tough guy.
That's it.
I wish he would just go away.
He who? Schultz?
Are we is there someone else?
Well, he's talking about Kendrick in the clip. So, and then more than one person is mentioned in this clip, and there's a person talking. I just wanted to make sure we were clear. Go ahead. You wish Andrew Schultz went away.
Yeah, he's talking about Kendrick, but we're talking about him. This is gross. I don't care that he's a comedian. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about him. I really don't want to talk about him, but message to Black people, all of y'all who sit next to him and laugh with him, all of y'all who think he's amusing and special in some way, like, fuck him and fuck y'all. That's where I'm at with it. Like, leave us alone. Just, why don't you go find something else to talk about? I'm tired. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of hearing about him. I don't even know a lot about this guy, to be honest. I don't know enough, and honestly, I don't care. Don't come in our comments and try to explain to me how important he is. I don't give a shit. I really don't care. I'm tired of him. Don't talk about us. Don't talk about Kendrick. Don't talk about Meg. I don't care who it is. Don't talk about us. Even if you have something nice to say, why don't you just mind your business? That's where I'm at with Andrew Schultz. He can go away. He can disappear. That's it. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay. Yeah, he's a comedian. He's a podcaster. He's also the co-host of a podcast with Charlemagne. Or was the co-host. I'm not really sure if it's still coming out or not.
This is the same guy that was doing what is it? That other podcast that Charlemagne used to do?
That's his co-host. Yeah. That's his co-host on that show. Yeah. That's who that is. So that leads to where I'm going. It seems that this person's strategy, Schultz, part of their strategy is staying culturally relevant with Blacks while also being amongst the whites. And your strategy is your strategy. I won't say whether it's good or bad. That's for you and
I
your
will. Sorry.
That's for you and your team to figure out. This is clearly a clip of a larger conversation. I don't know how this came up, but what it makes me curious about is, was this the response to Kendrick's line about comedians not making jokes about Black women?
I think so.
because that's what comes to my mind when I see this clip. For those who are going to comment and say, you should do your research before talking about things,
No.
I say suck my dick. Because I don't want to, one. And two, I'm not going to research Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz is a comedian and a podcaster who likes to say things that do this, that are outrageous to the public, that will have people up in arms, and that will circulate amongst the black media. And clearly that worked, because here we are. My problem is, I think that's a whack thing to do. I think that if you want to be relevant in cultural media, there are a lot of other ways to do it. That's the first thing I'm going to say. My second thing is, this wasn't funny. And let me be clear, I wasn't sitting here with a straight face because I was trying to hold back a laugh. I was sent this video yesterday, and when I saw the video, I was like, but this isn't funny. Forget about the outrageous part for just a second. This is clearly supposed to be over the top and comedic. But it's not funny though. Also, it's really fucking dumb. Because now let's get to the context of what you're saying. They put up a picture of Kendrick and, quote, Travis Kelce's girlfriend. Like he doesn't know who Taylor Swift is. Can't. There's no way.
Which
he can know who
irritated me
Taylor
too, but I
Swift
don't have
is.
time to defend her today. So it's like,
I think that is just more proof of the outrage, the intent to outrage.
there's just nothing
Because
redeemable about this man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Haven't found one redeemable thing. Every time I hear about him, it's always negative. It's always like, why did you do that? Or why did you say that?
well, that's his thing. And that's my point here. It's that this is what he tries to do. But my thing is, I mean, sure, it has people up in arms, but it wasn't funny, Mr. Comedian.
No.
And the next thing is, the reason why I said it's really dumb is because your whole bit here, I'm going to call it a bit, your whole bit here is basically about you assuming a short man cannot defend themselves. Perhaps
That's how
you
he
have
got to
not.
the R word? Because he's short?
He's saying, look at that guy. He can't defend himself. And then they put the picture of him and Taylor Swift, and you can see that she's much taller than he is. Now,
You better be careful walking the streets of LA. That's all
well, that's where I was going, because perhaps you haven't heard, Mr. Schultz.
like, I
but
don't understand.
but the word on the street is, all Kendrick does is rap and work out. Let me do like Dr. Umar and say it again. The word on the street is that all Kendrick does is rap and work out. The word on the street.
That's fine. But I'll do you one better. Kendrick don't even have to lift a finger.
I'm only saying that you want to do these kind of jokes about the man whose reputation is that all he does is rap and work out. He even said in the song, I start my day with running 6 miles just to make sure I'm sharp.
But also,
I'm pretty sure that guy will do more than defend himself against you.
But this is also the guy who is friends with all the gangbangers in LA.
I don't know that he's their friends, and I will not say anything that will cause problems for that man.
I'm not trying to cause problems.
But let's
for him.
just
He's
say,
been openly saying that he's trying to unify the gangs in LA. How would that be telling? What is? I'm confused. Is that?
But
not
let's just say all of the West Coast
recently.
Let's just say that all of the West Coast.
No, I'm asking. Has that not been a conversation recently?
Trying to unify doesn't mean we're friends. It means that we are on the same
friendly
page.
with, or he's not on the opposite side of them, is he? based on, I just, I don't think I'm saying anything that isn't out there.
I got you. My point is the whole West Coast is very serious about being on his side right now. And if you happen to travel to the West Coast, you may be the one who needs security. Because you may find yourself in some problems. And I just want to say, if we as men are defining our manhood and our toughness and our ability to defend ourselves simply on height and weight, that's a sad state. Because Kendrick being slim or Kendrick being skinny doesn't have anything to do with his ability to defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say, Dash, that it was about height was because at the end of the clip, he says the person he was in the elevator with was 6'5".
Right.
And
Yeah.
so seems to me that this is about height. But even if it's about weight, what does that have to do with anything? Slim, tall, short, fat. None of it has anything to do with your ability to defend yourself.
No.
So that's it for me. I just think it's sad that we all fall for the trick, because this was only brought to my attention because this is all over the internet and people are upset with Andrew Schultz. And I just wish we wouldn't keep falling for the tricks. And that's all I want to say, because we don't talk about him, and this probably be the last time you hear us talk about him.
Probably not, because he'll probably say something about somebody else that needs to be addressed. But what I won't do is watch his show. Like, I'm not gonna look for context. I'm not gonna, oh man, I wonder what they were talking about before they said that. No, I don't care. I'm not giving it a like, a listen, a view, a nothing. And it's one thing to share it off of it's one thing to consume it off of a platform that used the footage. It's another thing to go directly to his platform and try to find that information. And normally I would do that with other people, just to make sure that we are being accurate and we are maintaining the integrity of whatever the thing is. I don't have any desire to do that with this person, because I think this person is a rotten human being, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of every time there's a conversation there about him, it has to do with Black people and Black women and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't. And then the knucklehead sitting next to him.
Yeah.
A big fuck you to them. I don't know who they are, and I don't have a particular desire to know their names or anything about them. Fuck them too. Because they're even worse. If you want to get into it. We don't have to get into it, but they're even worse.
We can leave it there.